I wanted to see if I could 100% automate everything from lead generation to outreach, basically automating the entire sales process with AI. And it took a ton of work, many hours, but I'm proud to say that it is possible and it has been done. And what I'm about to show you is exactly how you can do it as well. This, in my opinion, is one of the most comprehensive AI builds for lead gen and sales that you'll see on YouTube. And just as a note, if you are running a business and you want an audit to see how AI can fit better into your business, or you're looking to add some sort of AI solution into the business to solve a bottleneck, I'm your guy. Book a call with me. It's in the description below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're using Clay AI, clay.com. If you're not familiar with Clay, it is a extremely robust system for AI automation, and there's a million different things you can do about it with it, But like I said, in this video, we're going to be focusing on lead generation, lead nurturing, and ultimately sales. So what you will see here is, well, let me take a step back first and foremost. So basically the way this process works is you have a list that you scraped or pulled. You could have gotten a list from Apollo. You could have scraped it with Apify. You could, in this particular case, the business is going to target people that are hosting stands at exhibitions. Like if you go to a big event like Dreamforce, for example, all these businesses will have stands. Well, they wanted to target the businesses that had those stands. So that's this specific use case. So we basically scraped a list from an example event. This isn't a real event that we pulled this list from, but we scraped this list and then we put it into the build. So step one is you need to just have your list. However you generate your list, you go ahead and have that. You can set it up to automatically pull the list and insert it into Clay. But what you'll see here is the exhibitors list. So these are people that have stands that are inside of, whatever the event is that you're targeting or the demographic, etc. So first things first, what we need to do is we need to get the company name, because you can't reach out to a company without the company name. So this is very straightforward. We built logic into this to just simply pull the company name. So there's not a whole lot to this. We just added a company name column and then a stand number column. Once again, not super relevant for you, but step one is address, website, and LinkedIn. So this is where AI starts coming into the picture, because we have intelligence built into this. And so what I'll show you is this right here. So what we're using is the web research Clayagent. We're using OpenAI GPT 4.1 mini because it's very efficient and cheap. And what you'll see is the prompt that we put in here. So visit the website, and we added the website here because this was in the list that we pulled. It's a column inside of the list that we pulled, and get the address, then click on visit website and get the website and get the LinkedIn profile URL. So not only are we getting the address, but we are also getting the LinkedIn profile URL. And as you see, this is important because we need this information to be able to target them correctly. And so after the AI runs, you can see, did it run positively? It would have said red, and it would have said failed if it didn't go through. So from there, we get the address, we get the website, and we get the company LinkedIn. And this is where the next bit of intelligence comes into the equation. So let me go ahead and come over here. Whoops, not sure. Sorry, let me pull that back in there. So this is where we come back into the equation. So we want to normalize the company name, and this is important. So, what some of these companies, they would be like ltd.edu, there's a lot of different examples. And so what we needed to do was normalize the company name. And so all you have to do inside of Clay is go to your Clayagent, column mapping, input company name, and that's it. And then you just normalize it. So this is very easy. Normalizing company name, it's already something built into Clay, so you don't really need to know too much about that. And then what you'll get is the company name spit out after that. And you'll see it in there. You'll see company name, and it's normalized. So it's just the company. It's not .llc. It's not .anything. It's just company name. Okay, next we need to normalize the domain, because we need to make sure that the domain that we are pulling is accurate and it's going to be valid for us to be able to scrape data from. Okay, so what we need to do is normalize the domain, and that's exactly what it did. Very similar to the other Clayagent that we just set up. Basically, all we have to do is go to website, include www, and just make sure that it's completely normalized. So Clay is really good about this. It already has presets set in for domain normalization, which is perfect. And that leads us on to the next step, which is we want to, in this specific case, we wanted to check in HubSpot to see, is this company already in our HubSpot? Have they been reached out to? Have we talked to anyone in them? If so, what did they say? If it is true, that means we have not reached out to them. If it is false, that means we found an object inside of HubSpot. And so we actually have reached out to them, and we need to figure out, is this still worth reaching out to these people? And so basically what you'll see is just the HubSpot account. And what we'll do is column mapping. So we have the object type company, filter by the company name, and then the domain. So it's basically just checking HubSpot to see, hey, has this company been reached out to or has it not? And if the answer is true and it hasn't been reached out to, then we can go on to the next step, which is going into Apollo to enrich the company. And so what this looks like is adding your Apollo account information. You'll have a key in your Apollo account that you can add. And we want the company domain to be scraped in Apollo and then only run if it is true. So that's really important. Only run if it is true. And if it is true, then it will run. And from there, what we do is we start to pull information about the company. So we pull the industry. What industry are they in? How many employees do they have? What phone numbers do they have on record for their public company phone records? What country are they in? Okay, so if for whatever reason the enrichment failed, we have a backup enrichment. And this backup enrichment is really important because you just want to make sure that you are getting all the data. So you can think of this as it's basically the same thing as what was running in step 5, but we're just making sure it's just a deeper enrichment and that we're not missing anything. And as you can see, it did exactly that. So information that was not gathered in the first one is gathered in the second one. And this is kind of like your quality control and your quality steps. It's going to pull the same exact information and the same exact titles that we need. And then this is where it gets good. So step 7, we need to find people at company by job title. Well, pretty straightforward. If you've used Apollo, you know how this works. And we add your Apollo keys. We search for job titles that are in our ICP, in this case, marketing manager, director, VP, CMO, etc. And we also want to search for their domains. And once again, we only run if it is true, meaning they are not already found inside of HubSpot. So we're going to let Apollo do its thing. It's going to work. It's going to run for a little while. And then it's going to start to pull information. Okay, so we have first name, last name, job title, LinkedIn URL. This is all getting pulled from Apollo. And the LinkedIn URL. And then we want to find contacts at the company. If for whatever reason it was not able to do it, this is basically a backup search. And, same thing. We're still searching for the same information. This time we're just using the Claygent here. And pretty detailed, but, we're just going out to the same ICP. So it's basically running a follow-up check for us. We didn't really have any examples here. We had a couple examples of people that were not found in the first check, but for the most part, it was pretty much good to go. And what it's going to do is also cross-reference the first and the second check so that we can, basically it's confirming the first name, the last name, the final title, etc. And so what we have here is the final information, and we have the final confirmed LinkedIn URL, and then we have a confidence score. And let's talk about the confidence score for a minute. So this is essentially how confident the system is that it has found the right person for us. And 100% obviously means it's 100% confident, but it's basically 0 to 50, 50 to 70, 70 to 90, and then 100%. And so it was able to find all of these people without fail, which is really, really amazing. So from there, what we do is we're able to find their work email, which we already had. And then we want to confirm that they are participating in this exhibition. So I thought this was a really interesting part. So you're an exhibitor research specialist. Your job is to research the given company in detail and identify specific variable data points that can be used as a personalized first line hook in a cold email. These data points can come from case studies or success stories. previous exhibitions or trade shows, blah, 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 blah. Research deeply using both the company website domain and their LinkedIn page URL. Make sure the information is accurate, recent, and relevant. Something that would make the email opener feel genuinely personalized and impossible to ignore. Please avoid generic or surface level lines. Example structure for your response: company name, data points, and hooks. Each data point should be one sentence written in a tone suitable for cold email personalization. So we are basically getting very, very specific details, and we are able to use those details to write personalized first lines. So here's one example. I noticed you're showcasing revolutionary hardware and mobile solutions at EAG Expo 2024 in London this month. Would love to learn more. Or your recent acquisition, blah, 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 blah. So basically what we're doing is we're getting different options here that we can use for the personalization, which is going to come in next. And then what we do is we still need to build the logic into the subject line. But as you can see here, we are using some logic here. So we gave it a couple different examples. Let me pull that into. So yeah, don't worry about this on the left right now. So we wanted to, sorry, I just got mixed up. Okay, so for the personalized first line, basically what we want to do is we gave it different options that it can use for those personalized first lines. So, basically, I don't want to disclose too much information, but basically we gave different options for the first line, and then we gave the body of it. So what we're doing is we're generating a personalized first line, because when you go to a tool like Instantly, if you're familiar with Instantly AI, there is a way that when you plug in or you upload a CSV file into Instantly, what it will do is it will say, okay, first name, last name, company name, URL. You can import certain data points. So when you're typing your emails, you can say, okay, hey, insert first name. Love this information about insert company name. But you can also do insert personalization. And so what this is going to do is the first line of the email is going to be personalized based on all of the data that we just saw, which is incredible. And even more interesting, what we can do from here is once we import the list into Clay, I have it set up to automatically do everything that I just showed you. So it's scraping all the data, it's writing the personalized first lines, but then we're going a step further and it's automatically adding it to Instantly. So it is automatically importing this data from Clay into Instantly. And then we're going a step further. We're using a tool called Outbound Sync. If you're not familiar, it's a really good tool. And what we're doing here is we are integrating Instantly with HubSpot. You can do it with Salesforce too. But as you can see, they support a bunch of different integrations. So we're doing this for Instantly. So what it's doing is it's taking it from Clay, putting it into Instantly, and then it's taking it from Instantly and it's adding it to HubSpot. So what we have is an A to Z solution for generating leads, for writing personalized first lines with those leads, and for putting them into Instantly and then into HubSpot. So you're basically just uploading the list and then you're sitting back and relaxing until you get a response. This is a comprehensive A to Z lead gen sales system. And this took about a month to build, but it's going to generate a ton of revenue in lead gen for this company. And every customer for this company, they might be worth $100,000. So this is very efficient, and this is how you can think about building AI systems into your business. I mean, think about the steps. Let's think about the steps before if this had not been an option, right? Okay, so step 1, you generate the list. Step 2, you got to manually research the list. Step 3, you got to scrape all the data. Step 4, all these steps are going to take weeks at a time probably, because it's very comprehensive and very time intensive. Well, now you can just plug it into this Clay automation and you can let it absolutely rip. Clay is an incredible tool. This is how you do lead gen. I'm not gonna lie, I was blown away after I finished this build. I just think it's an incredible build, and I think it's gonna help this business tremendously. So much so that I'm actually gonna start using it for my business as well. So I hope that this was helpful. I might have rushed through this a little bit. If you have any questions, definitely leave a comment. I'd be happy to answer and provide some clarity. But in addition to that, make sure you subscribe, because this channel is all about AI for businesses, for beginners, for people with jobs, anyone that wants to learn how to use AI better. Maybe you don't have a technical background and you want to master it a little bit more. This is for you. So This is what I got for you. This is A to Z lead gen sales process with Clay, and I hope it was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.